Hello, fictional. Welcome to the What If Essay. Today we are gonna see, what if Akeno become a sister essay part 1. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. 10 years to the past. 3D person Pav. Issei is walking around town with his parents. After an hour of walking, his parents decide to go to a nearby shrine so their boy can meet some friends his age. After the long climb to the shrine, they are greeted by Baraquiel. Ah, so nice to see you again. What brings you here? Baraquiel, we brought Issei with us so he can meet Akeno and get some friends his age. Issei's mother says. Ah, what a wonderful idea. Akeno has been lonely recently and I was starting to get worried about her. This can help her be more open to other people. Allow me to bring her. After this, he goes into the shrine. Minutes later, he comes out with his wife and Akeno. She has violet eyes, pale white skin and jet black hair that reaches her back. Akeno dear, there is someone I want you to meet. Baraquiel said to his daughter. Was the little girl's response while hiding behind her mother's leg. Go on dear, don't be shy. Say hi. Akeno's mom tells her. Hi, I am Akeno Himejima, nice to meet you. The boy smiles greatly and replies. Hi, I'm Hyoudou Issei, hope we can be friends. Akeno is taken aback by his greeting. Does he know what I am? No, if he knew, he wouldn't be this nice, Akeno thinks to herself. Go on Akeno dear, play with Issei, but don't go too far away, okay? Her mother tells her. Oh okay. Both kids run off and after some time, Akeno starts to think that Issei is a nice person. Meanwhile their parents are talking. Baraquiel, can I ask you for a favor? Issei's mother asks. Sure, what do you need? He asks. Can you look after Issei for a week? We need to go out of town and we don't want for our son to be alone. The man ponders for some time, grins and answers. Sure, Issei can stay. Akeno might like it. Thank you. We will bring him tomorrow and give you some money for your troubles. Okay, but the money is not necessary, I am more than happy to lend a hand to my friends. Thank you. Issei's father says and stands up. We will take our leave now. Take care Baraquiel. You to my friend. With that they step out of the shrine and call the kids. Both of them arrive sweaty and with huge grins on their faces. Baraquiel thinks thank goodness she's happy. Daddy. Look, I'm now friends with Issei, Akeno said with a smile. Wow, that's great sweetie. Her father said with a happy tone. Is that true Issei? His parents ask, to which they receive a hearty nod. Good, now Issei, say goodbye to your new friend Akeno, it's time to go. The expression on the boy turns to a sad one and the little girl looks depressed. Issei then talks in a sad tone. By Akeno, ya was her response. Then to everyone's surprise, but mostly to the boy, she glumps him and hugs him tightly. Then she whispers, please come back again, I had so much fun playing with you. You are my only friend, thank you. After that she gives him a kiss on the cheek and leaves with a slightly red face. Was all he could muster to say while his face was as red as a tomato. Inside his heart, he felt sad because she didn't have friends except him, but was happy because he had made her smile. They all leave and arrive home. He goes to his room and thinks about his day, but mostly about the girl he met today. What pretty eyes she has and her lips felt so soft. Moments later he realizes what he thought and blushes slightly. What the hell is wrong with me? I just met her, I can't like her, can I? But the thought of maybe, just maybe having a crush on the pretty shrine girl known as Akeno, he drifts into slumber. Some time after Issei left at Akeno's room. The violet-eyed girl is laying on her bed crying. The reason of this, the thought that her new friend might reject her because she is a fallen angel. Truth be told, she is a human fallen angel hybrid and that has caused her much grief. But then thoughts of Issei came to her mind. How he made her smile truthfully for the first time in weeks. Her mind was conflicted. One part believed he would reject her, but another part told her that he would accept her. The thought of telling him came to mind, but her fear of losing her only friend made her decide not to tell him. Slowly, sleepiness was consuming her and she gave in. Her face showed sadness. The next day. Issei arrived with his parents at the Himejima shrine. Akeno was in her shrine maid in outfit or Maiko outfit consisting of a white blouse and a red skirt, helping her mom when she noticed someone climbing the hill to the shrine. Soon Issei was screaming "Hey Akeno." Akeno heard him and smiled. When he arrived, he called her and she came running to him and glumped him again. Good morning Issei-kun. She said with a cheery expression. Morning Akeno. He said while a small tint of pink on his face. She noticed and looked away, with pink cheeks. Come on Akeno, let's play. Issei says while pulling her. Okay. She said. Wait, I'm helping my mom with shrine duties today. It's okay dear, run along now and have fun. Akeno's mom Shura tells her. But this both left. Issei's mom hands her a bag and says thanks again for taking care of Issei, Shura. No problem. Besides, now Akeno has someone to play with. Shura says while smiling. After another thank you, she hands Shura some money and leaves. After a full day of having fun and getting to know each other better, she didn't tell him about being a fallen angel, and no, it's not that kind of getting to know each other. They head to the shrine. Since it's getting late, Akeno asks her mother, "Mom, where are Issei's parents?" "Isn't it getting late?" She smiles widely and answers, "They left and asked us if Issei could stay for the week." Akeno's eyes are as big as saucers, and she smiles. "Really?" The surprise in her voice is evident. "Yeah. He will sleep in the room next to yours. Now go and bathe, it's almost time for bed." "Okay," was the little girl's response. When she returned from her bath, Issei said good night. Akeno hugged her and proceeded to the bath. She smiles and goes to her room. She's happy because he hugged her, but remembers her dilemma and starts to cry softly, so Issei doesn't listen to her. The next day Issei would greet her and she'd look at him with sadness, but instantly changed to happiness because Issei was with her. What's wrong with Akeno? She looked sad for a second, and why was she crying? His head was filled with these thoughts. While eating breakfast. Most of the week passed the same. In the morning, he would greet her and she looked at him with sadness, the smell of tears heavy on her, and then smile with happiness. That worried him. After breakfast they would play and have fun all day. Moments in the day she looked at him sadly, without him noticing, and soon changed to happiness because he was playing with her. On Friday, he got tired and woke up early. He was decided to find out why she was sad and crying. He walked silently to Akeno's room and opened the door silently, only enough to get a peek at the room. He saw her and smiled, but then he got startled. He saw that she had taken out some wings. They looked like angel wings, but were pitch black, and then it came to him. She's scared that I would reject her because of her wings. I think that they are kind of cute. What the hell if I show her my wings, she might open up about hers and show me. Yeah, that's what I'll do. He then went to his room. After the morning routine, they headed out to play, and he told her that he wanted to go to their hiding spot in the forest. She was skeptical at first, but said yes and both headed to their spot. "Akeno, I want to tell you something." "What is it, Issei-kun?" "Well, I really just want to show you something. Would you still be my friend?" "Of course, silly Issei-kun." "Okay." With this, he stepped back and unfolded his wings. She gasped and covered her mouth with her hands. His wings were red and looked like they were made of leather. "What are those wings of?" she asked out of curiosity. "These are my dragon wings, I am a dragon," was her response. He continued, "As a dragon, I have enhanced senses. Can I ask you something?" "Sure, Issei-kun." Akeno-chan, why have you been crying all week, and why when you wake up you look at me with sadness?" Issei-kun, what do you think of fallen angels?" Don't know, why do you ask?" He already knew where she was going, but decided to act like he didn't know. "Well, because of this." She pulled out her wings and he made a shocked face. She looked down in shame and expected to be rejected, but something happened, something she didn't expect. He hugged her and said while stroking her back soothingly, "I don't know, but I think that Akeno is Akeno no matter if she is a fallen angel or not. Besides, these wings are very pretty." She blushed, then smiled and cried tears of joy on his shoulder. He panicked. She looked at him and smiled brightly. He calmed down, then he released her from the embrace and started to feel her wings. She was shocked at first, but relaxed in his touch and smiled. "He accepted me. I was wrong. He called me Chan. He thinks that my wings are pretty." She smiled while thinking this. Soon her moment was over. Well, look what the cat dragged in," a man said. Akeno got scared. She knew that the man was a fallen angel. "Akeno, leave. My business is with the boy," he commanded in a creepy voice while holding a light spear in his hand. Issei stood in front of Akeno and said she will not leave. "Now tell me your business." The boy said, scared but strong. The man comes near him and grabs Akeno. He then throws her to a tree and says, "Obey me, Akeno, or the little boy gets it." She panics and starts to leave, but Issei grabs her arm and says she's not leaving. "Now speak." "Well." The man asks her and she pulls courage to speak, "I'm not leaving, my friend." This angers the man, and he slaps her to a tree. "You insolent brat. I'll punish you for disobeying me." Issei stands in front of an unconscious Akeno. "Can you hear me, boy? Who are you?" "I am the dragon that resides within you. Do you want power to protect your friend?" "Yes, I do." "Then you have to do what I'm about to tell you, but you may regret this." "Are you sure you are up for this?" "Of course, if it means saving Akeno, it will definitely be worth it." "Haha, amusing. This is what you have to do." The mysterious voice tells him what to do, and he does it. While the conversation happened, the man grabs Akeno by her hair and starts to slap her. Issei gets furious and he punches him in the gut. The man releases Akeno and Issei places her on the floor near a tree. The man looks at Issei and gets a surprise. He has two sacred gears on him, a twice critical and a half divider. You all know what the twice critical looks like. The half divider looks like a twice critical, but is white in color and has a purple gem in the center and has blue accents. Also the boy has dragon-like scales covering his arms, legs, and face. Slowly fire starts to appear on the boy and the man takes a few steps back. Just how strong is this kid? He thought. Akeno wakes up and catches a glimpse of her friend. She is scared but relieved. He got angry because I got hurt. Issei races towards the man and punches him in the side. The man tries to punch him in the gut but misses. Issei then does a roundhouse kick to the man's face. The older one stumbles and Issei jumps in the air and prepares a falling punch, but the man rolls to his side and Issei misses. He prepares to throw a haymaker punch at the older man, but then he pulls out a light spear and hits him on the leg. Issei wails out in pain and Akeno on the verge of crying. Jajajaj. Just like your dad, always protecting the people important to him. Too bad that you will never see them again. Yeah, that's right, I killed them both. Your mother was crying over him. Then I raped her and killed her. Something broke inside of him. His rage boils over to new heights. He starts transforming and turns into a dragon. The man is shocked at what he sees. In front of him is a very pissed western dragon that has a red face, green slided eyes with purple accents, with the sides of the face and the eye area white with blue outlines, red torso and legs with yellow spikes. White underbelly with blue lines and a black tail with gold accents. He then starts to fire light spears at him, but the dragon won't go down. He simply shrugs off the light spears. Then he sees Akeno and fires a spear at her. Issei sees this and gets in the path, receiving the spear on his underbelly. Akeno is crying as the dragon falls to the ground next to her and looks at her with a pained expression. She cries on him and hears now to kill the insolent brat. Step aside Akeno. No. Please don't kill him. I will go with you, but please spare his life. You know that I can't do that. He has seen too much. What if I erase his memories? Will you spare him then? Yes, but only if you erase his memories. Oh okay, I'll do it. The dragon looked at her with pleading eyes, asking her not to do it, and saw tears run down her face. He lifted his head and closed his eyes, a tear running down his dragon face, and she proceeded to erase his memory. He laid there unconscious after the procedure. She stood up, tears falling down her cheeks and went with the man. He spared the dragon and left. He abused her, hitting her and marking her with different items, and when he was done he returned her to Baraquiel. Akeno asked the man before he left to take Issei and get him to Europe, away from her, because if he saw her again he could recover his memories. The man agreed and took him as requested by Akeno. She then went to her room and cried for days without end. She led a sad and meaningless life after that. After he woke up, he found himself at a strange place. He wandered for a while, not knowing even his name. He arrived at a church, and a blonde girl found him outside. She took him in and her parents adopted him. The dragon inside his sacred gear appeared himself to Asia Argento the night she found him and told her that the boy was called Issei Hyoudou. She named the boy thanks to her dream, and he found a home. Even when he knew that she was not his sister, he wanted to believe that she was. She would call him stepbrother, but he would get sad because of it. He told her that he wanted her to call him brother and she agreed, calling him Issei Nai, and he called her Asian. Years later, the church took the girl because of her healing abilities. He went with her, promising her parents that he would protect her. He met with Archangel Michael, and the Seraph asked for his help. Michael wanted someone not affiliated with the three factions to help guard the ceasefire talks between the factions and asked him because of his hand-to-hand combat ability. As a reward for his services, Michael gave him the Dragon Slayer Ascalon. Being a Dragon Slayer, its aura hurt Issei, and Michael placed a spell on the holy sword to make it safe to be wielded by him. One night Asia found someone badly hurt and she healed him. Later on, she found out that he was a devil and she was called a witch and classified as a heretic. Issei was enraged at the church, but Asia told him that there was nothing he could do. He calmed down and started looking for a way to support himself and Asia because the church kicked them out. When he was 15, he regained part of his memory, the part that he lived in Japan, that he had fire magic, and that he was a dragon. He remembered how to transform and he decided that he wanted to return to Japan. Asia said that she wanted to see Issei Nai's hometown, and he was happy. They arrived there and with the money he got being a street performer he did fire tricks thanks to his magic, he bought an apartment. Soon, Issei started to hear the voice again. Boy, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. My name is Drag, I am the dragon that resides within you. I'm Hyoudou Issei, what do you want? Worry not boy, I am here because I wish to talk with you. What do you wish to talk about? The girl that lives with you is your sister, correct? He receives a nod. Do you wish to protect her? Again he nods. Then listen carefully. I am about to show you magic. Dragon Slayer magic to be precise. It will take you a year to master what I'm about to teach you, are you willing to learn? Yes, if it means being able to protect her, then yes. Ahahaha, you are amusing boy. I will not only teach you my magic, I will teach you all Dragon Slayer magics. When you master my magic, you will be able to control 8 elements. Fire, wind, iron, thunder, poison, sound, light, and shadow. Tell me one thing boy, do you want power? Yes, but only enough to protect my sister. Daja, you are an interesting one. Most people want my power to be higher on society, but you want it to protect someone you love. You amaze me. We will begin your training tomorrow. Will I be able to master your magic in a year? Worry not, I have prepared for that. I created a pocket in space that allows me to train you for what seems like months, but only a day will pass in your world. Okay. Before you go, can I ask you a question? Shoot boy, what do you wish to know? Will you teach me how to fight in my dragon form? Yes boy, I will teach you. I will also teach you a form called Chibi Dragon form. It will allow you to get used to your dragon form. You will also meet a friend of mine that will help you with your training. Okay. After he was done, he smiled, but only briefly. Drake notices this. Is there something bothering you boy? Well, I've been having a dream for some time now. It's about a girl with violet eyes. Her mother tells her not to be shy and say hi. After that, the world goes mute. She tells me her name, but I can't hear her. I try to talk but I can't. Then I appear in the forest and the girl is unconscious near a tree. A boy steps in front of her and tries to protect her. He looks scary. Then the man starts beating the girl and he transforms into a scary dragon. The man shoots spears that appear to be made of light and impale the boy. Then, a spear is going for the girl and the dragon gets in the way of the spear and takes it in the underbelly. Then I wake up. Do you know what it means? He's starting to remember, but in dreams. I can't tell him. I promised the girl that I wouldn't do it. I feel bad about lying to him, but I made a promise and I must keep it. That is a strange dream, but no, I don't know the meaning of it. Ah, okay. I'm feeling sleepy so I will hit the hay. See you later. Ah, okay later. Good night. After that, the boy succumbs to slumber, dreaming again about the violet-eyed girl. Present. It is summer break. Only a week until school starts. Asia had started school a year before because Issei wanted for Asia to have friends. Boy, I believe you are ready. I will call you to the pocket in the void to test you. Albion will be there as well. We will see if your training paid off. Okay. Moments later he vanished from the house and appeared in the pocket. Issei, as the final test, you will fight both the Welsh dragon and the vanishing dragon. Meaning you will fight me and Drake. Show us what you got. In front of Issei, a white dragon appears and behind him a red dragon appears. Ready boy? We won't go easy on you. I am ready as I'll ever be. With this both dragons charge at him. He dodges the white one and blocks the red one, then he lights himself on fire. Using his magic, he punches the red dragon and kicks the white one. Soon, the fire dies and electricity covers the boy's body. He fires a barrage of thunder to both dragons, but they dismiss the damage. After that he summons his iron mail and charges at the 2 dragons. He punches and kicks both of them while they try to stomp him. He weaves in between them and releases his poison roar, causing both dragons to flap their wings to repel the poison. He releases a high-pitched screech that disorients both dragons and he changes into shadows, disappearing from their view. He appears under Albion and uses his shadow powers to strike his neck. Drake fires his breath at him, but he vanishes again through the shadows. He appears behind Drake and charges his light magic and fires what looks like a laser, the white dragon's roar. He stands in front of the 2 dragons panting a bit because of the strenuous fight and charges at them again. The fight goes on for a few hours. Both dragons stop their assault. He has become strong Drake. You taught him well. And to think that this boy at such a young age learned all of the Dragon Slayer magics. His abilities have improved greatly. Sadly, if he doesn't use more than one element, he'll lose. Boy, we dragons are impervious to elemental magic. Sure your magic packs a wallop because it's Dragon Slayer magic, but you need to think outside the box. You know why the battles between me and Albion were so gruesome? It was because we were opposites, he harmed me badly and I responded the same way. If you use one element at a time, you will get yourself killed. You have to use multiple elements to take advantage of your magic. I want you to paralyze me. My scales are immune to elemental attacks, but there is a way. Combine elements in a fight and you can paralyze me. Try it. Issei thinks it for some time, his flames die down, and he calms himself. Then he covers his body with iron mail, iron Dragon Slayer defensive magic and summons lightning. He charges at Drake and turns his hand into a sword. He directs the lightning to the sword and plunges it in the side of Drake. Lightning soon covers his body as he becomes paralyzed. Good, you catch on quickly. I'm impressed. Boy, you passed the test. Congratulations. Braig destroys the physical body and appears in astral form. The test has drained me. I will rest for 2 weeks with Albion and call you when we recover. Take care. A week after the test. The first day of school. Issei wakes up to the smell of food. The boy has a ripped body, brown hair and eyes, weighs 225 pounds and measures 5'11", and has no other friends besides Asia. He changes to his cool uniform and heads to the dining room. Good morning, Issei Nai. Asia greets him. Aheyo Asia ni. He responds. Both sit down at the table and start to eat breakfast. After a while he starts. Asia, please don't use my last name at school. I want you to have a normal life and have friends. I don't mind anything else, but don't use my last name, okay? Fine Issei Nai, but you have to sleep with me in your chibi dragon form. She says. He's between a wall and a hard place. He likes to sleep with her in chibi form because she pets him, but he doesn't want to do anything that would seem weird with his sister. Sigh fine. But only 1 week. She grins and they finish their breakfast. Both head to school while she clings to his arm. When they reach the gates, many girls start to whisper to each other, but thanks to his enhanced senses, he hears everything. Most of the girls are jealous at Asia because they think that Issei is her boyfriend. The males at the school curse Issei for having a cute Bishojo clinging to his arm. Soon classes start and he waits to be called by the teacher. When he enters the room, he presents himself. Hi, my name is Hyoudou Issei, please take care of me. Some of the girls blush and the males glare daggers at him. He notices the gaze of 2 Bishojos. One of them is a crimson-haired beauty and the other one has jet black hair and is equally beautiful. He sits at the end of the classroom and listens. Classes pass as normal and when lunch beat comes, his chair is swarmed by students. Are you going out with Asia-chan? Where are you from? Are you single? You're hot. These are some of the girls' comments. Soon some girls ask what is your relationship with Asia-chan? We're just childhood friends. Issei answers. EHHHH. The girls say. The girls stare at me in shock and Asia arrives. Issei-san, here's your bento. Asia hands me a very large box. Everyone stares at my lunch, it's enough to feed half of the class. After school ends, Issei walks around campus, alone, because Asia went with some friends somewhere. Soon 2 guys come to him. You. What is your relationship with Asia-chan? Sai, she's my childhood friend. Issei says. BHHHH. Both perverts say please present us to her. My name is Motohama and my friend here is Mitsuda. Sorry, I don't think she'd enjoy the company of perverts. Besides, I dislike perverts. Issei tells them coldly and walks away from the duo, feeling like in need of a nap. He finds a tree and climbs it, then he lays his back on the trunk, his back facing the old school building and falls asleep. Inside the old school building. The gorgeous Bishojo with a buxom figure prepares a chess game for the press of the club. She has jet black hair that reaches her ankles held up with an orange ribbon, violet eyes, pale white skin and a body that would please any pervert in his fantasies. Then there's Ria's Gremory, another Bishojo with a buxom figure. She has crimson red hair that reaches her mid-thighs, white skin, light blue-green eyes, and she's the BUCHO prez of the Occult Research Club. After less than 10 moves, she declares checkmate. Ara, done so fast, Butcho. The black-haired Bishojo asks absent-mindedly. Yes, next time make me a harder challenge, okay Akeno? Akeno. Still no answer. Akeno. This startles the black-haired beauty. Hi Butcho. Are you okay? Riaz asks. Hi Butcho, the black-haired beauty responds a bit crestfallen. Is this about the boy you told me? Riaz asks her. Hi Akeno replies with a monotonous tone. Akeno, please don't beat yourself up with it. You did that to save his life. I am sure that he's looking for you, he is your friend. No. He's not looking for me. Akeno speaks monotonously. I had to erase his memory of me and ask for him to be moved to Europe. If he stayed he would have died. Riaz looks at her with sadness. Go rest Akeno. I will bring you your homework from school tomorrow. Hi was her reply as she left. Riaz was sad. She knew that this boy was someone special to her friend. Every year near Akeno's birthday, she would get depressed and get distracted easily. She knew a lot about this special boy, but she didn't know his name. She walked to the open window and gazes at the distance. Soon something catches her attention. A boy is sleeping in a tree near her window. He looks peaceful and nice. She decides to call him but he doesn't answer. She then calls Hyoudou, a second year from Class C. Hi Butcho? The Prince of Ku asks. Who's that boy over there? She asks while motioning to the boy in the tree. Ah, that's Hyoudou Issei, third year Class A. The prince says while gazing out the window. Silly me. He's in my class. Why the interest Butcho? Oh, it's just that I have a feeling about him. Do you want me to look into him? Yes, and have Kaneko follow him after school. Hi Butcho. With this Kibble leaves. Later. Issei is walking home from school, then someone calls him. "Ah no, are you Hyoudou Issei from Kuu Academy?" A cute girl with black hair that reaches her thighs, the body of a model and wine-red eyes asks. Her attire consists of a red button-down shirt with a black skirt that reaches her mid-thighs and a black blazer that is embroidered in gold up near the right side of the chest. "Hi?" he asks a bit surprised. The girl stares at him and blushes. "Ah no, it's just that I have seen you pass here many times and well I was wondering, are you going out with someone?" No. What a relief. Will you go out with me? Sure, what's your name? Yuma Mano. May I ask why Yuma-chan? Well, I have seen you walk around with a blonde girl that looks like your sister, you are very nice to her and I want to be with someone as nice as you. Besides, I think that I love you. Ah okay. After this, they trade phone numbers and emails, she leaves and Issei runs home. Unbeknown to him, a girl with white hair, hazel eyes and cat-like hairpins watches him from a distance. The girl then leaves, via magic circle. She arrives at the old school building and meets with Rias. What did you see Kaneko? As you suspected Butcho, fallen angels are interested in him and sent a fallen angel to scout him. She said inexpressively. Keep an eye on him. Tell me if something happens. Hi Butcho. She says with a neutral expression and leaves. At Issei's house. He hums happily while cooking. Soon Asia arrives and greets him good afternoon Issei Nai. She's beaming with joy. Aheyo Asia ni. She sees Issei cooking and humming a jumpy tune. Something happened while I was gone? She asked. Yeah, a girl asked me out. Why what did you say? I said yes, I have a girlfriend now. Well they told her what happened. She looked happy. Next day. Classes went normally for Issei, except for the staring that he received from the black-haired Bishoho, which he thought that felt familiar, but at the same time unnerving. After classes Issei met with Asia and told her to join a club. She decided for the swimming club and joined. Since Issei wasn't a pervert, he told her that he would wait outside near the entrance. After half an hour, he started to feel like in need of a nap and laid there for his nap, but was interrupted by two guys talking somewhere. Motohama, Asia-chan looked so hot in her swimsuit. I wish I could grope her and feel her oppai. Mitsuda, that is a wonderful wish, her oppai must be firmer than the rest of the girls, and her bare oppai must be something to behold. The vein popped on Issei's forehead. He decided to stand and go to the two perverts that dared have perverted dreams about his sister. He grabbed them by their collars. What the hell are you two doing? He had a creepy voice, and his anger was getting the best of him. The place heated up and the two were sweating bullets. We were doing nothing. Really? I would like to know what would happen if I gave you to the girls inside. The two perverts were pale. Please don't hand us in. If you don't we will show you all the peeping places we have. You asswipes believe that I want to peep. I won't forgive you peeping at Asia. He calls the girls and two girls dressed in kendo outfits walked out of the place where the pool was and they got shocked. There, in front of them were the two perverts that peeped at them being held by an angry guy. The girls blushed at the sight of a ripped guy, but he said mind if I take these two perverts and teach them a lesson. More girls came out and so did Asia. She came to Issei, covered in a robe and placed a necklace around his neck. She then whispered be nice to them. Don't go overboard. Fine, I'll go easy on them, but I won't forget them for peeping at you. After this he left dragging the perverts. All the girls sighed dreamily at the thought of a guy beating the perverts. OMG, he's so dreamy. Some of the girls said. Then they remembered that Asia arrived with him and decided to question her about it. Asia, are you going out with Issei-kun? All the girls asked in unison. Why no. He's already going out with someone else. Asia responded. What? Damn. Who's the daring bitch? The girls commented. She knew she was going to have a long afternoon. With Issei and the perverted duo. Issei cracked his knuckles while looking at the duo. They were scared shitless out of their pants. Now I will ask some questions and you will answer me with the truth. If you don't, I will beat you until you pass out. He speaks in a near demonic voice now. Are you two the ones following Asia after school? The duo look at each other and shake their heads negating it. Issei punches the building behind the duo and the fist leaves a crater on the concrete wall. The duo shit their pants and nod furiously. Are you two the ones bothering Asia at gym class? The duo look at each other again and decide against lying, so they nod again. Issei turns his back, making it pop loudly, and both perverts start to pray. Issei punches the wind out of the duo and leaves them be. Thank you for your sincerity. If I ever catch you peeping at Asia again, say goodbye to your kids. With this he leaves. On the window of the second floor, Riaz observes that the boy leaves the dent in the wall. She smiles. My suspicions about him were right. How I would love to invite him to my peerage. Later. Issei is walking home alone when he receives a text message. He opens it and reads, "Dear Issei-kun, will you go on a date with me on Sunday? Yuma." "Sure, let's meet at the shopping mall at 2. Issei. He closes his phone and walks the rest of the way. Just so you know, the day is Wednesday. He smells the air and senses a girl following him, but ignores her. Friday. Issei is walking to school with Asia clinging to his arm. He looks at the old school building and notices a girl with jet black hair and violet eyes. He stops and stares at her. "Issei-kun, is something wrong?" Asia asks. "No, Asia, just saw a girl with violet eyes and black hair and I couldn't get the idea out of my head that she looked familiar." Asia looks where Issei is looking. "Ah, that's Akeno-senpai, she's very nice and she helped me with my math problem last year. She's also in the occult research club." After this, the girl disappears into the building. The bell rings and both run to their classroom. At lunch break, both the girl with crimson hair and the one with black hair are gone. Asia and Issei are eating lunch together and someone interrupts them. "Hi, do Issei?" a guy asks. "Yeah," he responds. "Will you come with me? Someone wishes to talk to you, I'm Hyoudou. Ria's Gremory sent me." He starts to walk out of the classroom and gestures Issei to follow him. First person Pav. I grab Asia and bring her as well. We arrive at the OCR building and enter. He knocks. Enter. A voice calls from the inside. We enter and Riaz is sitting behind her desk, flanked by Akeno. I stare at Akeno again. She looks sad, but smiles and I get out of my trance. "May I ask why was I summoned here, Riasan?" "We wanted to assess your threat level, that is all." Riaz responds. "What are you?" "Ah, don't worry, I am of no threat to you. I only wish live in peace. As to your question, I am a yokai. Are you the head demon clan in town?" I say. "Yes." "Why is she here?" Riaz asks, gesturing to Asia. "She's here because she controls my powers." I tell her in a matter-of-fact tone. "Her magic suppresses my yokai impulses and I can protect her this way. May I ask where is the one you sent to follow me?" "Butcho, I sent something strange with him." A girl with white hair comes in. "Ah, the stalker gets a point for noticing. She can use Senjutsu, right? Is she an Ekamata?" "Yes, to both." "Now, how do you know this and what are you?" She sounded slightly annoyed. "Fine, I know this because I can smell it and I am a mystery class yokai, a dragon." Akeno's eyes turn to the size of saucers briefly and return to normal. Riaz notices this very well. "That is all, thank you. Hope we can see each other again." "Of course we will, see you on Monday, Riasan, Akeno-san. Let's go, Asia." "Hi." She says. After we leave we head home. With Riaz and Akeno. "Do you by any chance know this man Akeno?" "I don't know, Butcho, he looks familiar. Besides, he wouldn't stop staring at me. Something about him feels familiar." Akeno drifts off. "Is he the boy from 10 years ago?" Riaz questions. "I don't know, Butcho, I'd have to see his transformation." Akeno responds while staring to the door he disappeared into. Riaz wonders she's hiding something, but what? Sunday. The day is Issei's date with Yuma and he's getting ready. He wears a red body-hugging shirt that shows his ripped body, jeans and red Converse. He says goodbye to Asia and heads to the mall. It's 1:35 and he arrives. He decides to look at the stores for a bit and finds a pair of earrings that remind him of the girl in his dreams. He buys it and heads to the meeting place, where a girl hands him a pamphlet. He pockets it and waits. Yuma arrives at the meeting place. "Gomen, I couldn't find something nice to wear." She's panting lightly because of her running. "It's okay, I just arrived here." Issei tells her. "You look great, Yuma-chan." She hears his compliment and blushes at it. "Thank you, Issei-kun." She grabs his hand and directs him to the stores. They browse for clothes and after some time he decides to stop for a break. They head to a family restaurant and he orders her an ice cream and he gets himself an iced lemon tea. While eating, he couldn't stop staring at her face, which seemed permanently stained a light pink. After the break, Issei heads to a store and gets Yuma a bracelet that matches her eyes. Later they head to a park while the sun is setting. She brushes her hand to his and he instantly grabs her hand. She blushes and looks down to the ground. She pulls him to a bench and both sit down. "Issei-kun, I have to tell you something." "What is it, Yuma-chan?" "If I tell you, will you still be my boyfriend, Issei-kun?" She looks like something is troubling her. "Of course, Yuma-chan." "Well, I'm not human and I was sent to watch you. They told me you were dangerous and a cold-blooded killer. They also told me to fake the relationship, but I can't. They warned me about falling for you, but I fell in love with you. This is not fake, it's my real feelings. They told me to kill you today, but you have shown me that life can be without fear and deception." She stands and bows deeply. She doesn't look up. "I'm sorry for lying. Please let's start over. My name is Raynare, nice to meet you, Issei-kun." She expected that he would scream and yell at her, but he hugs her. "It's okay, you were Raynare-chan, I forgive you." She cries into his shoulder and he strokes her back to soothe her pain. "I'm a bit hurt that you lied to me, but I'm glad that you told me the truth. Come, I'll accompany you to your house." Issei tells her. "Let's have a date next week, okay?" She nods weakly, but smiles. On the way to her home, Raynare sobs softly on his shoulder while holding his arm. Then, Issei senses something coming towards them at great speeds and he tackles Raynare to the ground. Where he was standing, a spear of light is stuck to the ground. A man comes out of the darkness and says, "Time to die, boy. Raynare, leave." Issei grabs her hand and she looks at Issei. "No. I love him." She screams while looking at the man. "Raynare, you dare disobey our master." At this, the man extends his hand and she starts to scream in pain. "Kill the boy, Raynare." Soon she releases him and transforms. She summons a light spear, but hesitates. "I can't do it, Danishiku. You will kill him, Raynare." Danishiku's eyes shine and her eyes lose their shine. She summons a light spear and hesitates again. The man's eyes shine brighter and she raises her hand. Tears fall down her face as she raises the spear. She throws the spear and clips his shoulder. She then flees while crying. Danishiku creates a light spear and stabs him in the chest. "Nothing personal, boy. You have something that is dangerous to us fallen angels. If you want to blame someone for this, blame God for putting a sacred gear in you." Danishiku finishes his speech, leaving him there to die. He ponders on his life. "I wish that I could live so that I could protect Asia better, see Raynare smile again, and find out who is the girl from my dreams." After he says that, the pamphlet shines and Rias appears. "Oh my, what happened?" She sees Issei and frowns. "Live only for my sake." Dottie dies. She then pulls out her evil pieces. She tries to revive him as a rook, but she can't. She notices that a rook and knight don't have enough power to revive him. Then she sees her pawns. 4 of them are mutation pieces and she decides to try one mutation pawn. Nothing, then 2, 3, 4, but nothing. Then she gambles, putting all her pawns in him. The pieces shine and fly into Issei. She smiles. She will only have 1 pawn, but he must be very valuable because he consumed 8 pawns and 4 of them were mutation pieces. She takes him to his home and leaves him in his room. The next day. Issei feels like shit. He looks like he didn't sleep at all. The alarm sounds and he hits it, smashing it. He makes a mental note to buy a new one, gets dressed and heads to get breakfast. Asia hasn't arrived yet from her slumber party with her friends. He is happy for her, but sad because she's not here. He eats buttered toast and heads to school. Nobody remembers his girlfriend and he's surprised. After school, he walks to the park and realizes that his date and girlfriend were not dreams. Soon a man appears. "Damn kid, you are harder to kill than I thought." Issei runs and the man chases him. The man then throws a light spear and hits him on the chest. "Damn. Why does it hurt more now than when Yuma-chan did it?" "That's because you are a devil and light is poisonous to devils," the man said. Rias appears via magic circle and shoots destruction magic at the man's spear. Issei catches a glimpse of someone familiar, Riasen, and collapses unconscious. The man attacks Rias, but Kaneko appears and deflects the light spear. Soon Akeno appears and throws thunder to the man. "Yufufu," she giggles. He dodges. "Ah, if it isn't the Crimson Ruin Princess, I didn't know you were the leading inspector of this town. I believe that I have overstayed my welcome. Don't leave your servants unattended, I might send them to the other side on my afternoon stroll." "Thanks for the warning, Mr. Fallen Angel. If you try something like this again, I will kill you without hesitation, where you stand." Ahahaha, later I will respond to that comment. "I hope we don't meet again, and my name is Danishiku." And with that he left. Akeno and Rias walk to Issei and frown. "I was careless," Rias said. "Alright, he might die of his wounds, butcho," Akeno said with sadness in her eyes. "Don't worry, I won't let him die," Rias said. The next day. Issei feels like a truck rammed him. The alarm doesn't sound because he broke it. He tries to move his left arm to rub his eyes, but he can't, although it's rather comfortable. He gives it a tug, but it doesn't move. He tugs again and he feels like someone is tightening the grip on his arm. He moves his right hand to grab the blanket when he calls Drake. "Drake, wake up. Boy, why do you wake me up so early in the morning?" "Drake, someone is in my bed." Pull out my sword from the pocket. "Wait, what do you mean, ah?" "Drake, tell me. What happened last night?" "Seriously, you don't remember? Well, I'm leaving." Enjoy smirk. But this Drake retires to his slumber. "Wait. Drake. Don't leave." Issei steals his nerves and moves the blanket, only to be surprised. He is greeted by a pair of rather large oppai, while his arm is being used as a hugging pillow. He looks at the face of the culprit and sees a bundle of crimson red hair obstructing the view. She has his hand immobilized between her thighs, no, not there, her mid-thigh, his arm in between her chest, and her head is resting on his shoulder. He tugs his arm really hard and slips from her grasp, but falls to the ground. He sees the face and recognizes her. What is Ria-senpai doing in my bed naked? Did I rape her? While deep in thought, Ria stirs. She lets out a cute little yawn and stretches her arms over her head. Issei looks away. Good morning. She says. He turns around facing her and looks at her face. What are you doing here, Ria-san? I am Ria's Gremory, I am your master. What? End of the part 1 here. So that's it for today's video guys, before you go just like the video and share it with your friends. Bye.